to this guy right here. Use him to mark the separation between the east quarter or east section and the west section. We've explored everything before meeting that guy. So you're a traveler, eh? Well, I don't know where you're from, but around here we don't go barging into people's houses without so much as a buyer leave. You see that big swanky house over there? Well, it belongs to the rich and slightly vulgar stranger. He just turned up one day, bought the land, and had it built. The showy blighter. Ah, what a waste. This young thief broke into the castle treasury in search of loot. Now he's banged up in the dungeons. It's such a waste. He had his whole life ahead of him, and he just went and chucked it all away. Greetings, everybody. Coinstamp here, or Swirling Vortex, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Quest XI's. And last time we pretty much finished exploring most of Heliodor, except for the castle itself. That's the last place we gotta go, but there's one little bit of dialogue I totally forgot to grab, and it's this lovely lady's right here. It's so nice and quiet here, isn't it? Ah, it feels like everything is going to be alright forever. There you go. If you wanted me to make sure I talk to everybody, there you go. Well, plenty of chances for this, to talk to more people later. If you have business with the king, I'm afraid you've left it a little late. You'll have to come back in the morning. It seems it's too late to visit the castle tonight. Wait until morning? Yes, so the game has given you an out. If you waited until nighttime to get here, you don't have to go back to the inn and rest. You could just wait right here.
Halt! Not so fast.
State your business.
Coin explains that he's a luminary, and that he's come to speak to the king.
Here, shake my hand, mate. That's the funniest one I've heard all week.
Clear off, will ya? We haven't got time for this kind of nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? You want to show that pendant to the king, you say?
Do you mind waiting here a minute?
Sure.
What is it exactly?
Microfilm. A document shrunk to the size of your thumbnail. It's against the law.
Ever so sorry for that little misunderstanding. Please, go right on through. His Majesty's waiting for you.
Then we're gonna leave the castle immediately. So you really are the Luminary. I can only apologize for doubting you. Please go right on through. Sorry for all the fuss. Head on through. His Majesty's eager to speak with you. And of course you don't get to continue going up the stairs. You just go into the castle proper. You must be the Luminary. It is truly an honor. Good lord. Welcome to Heliodor Castle. How long we have waited to meet the Luminary. It's such a tragic tale. Even now it makes me sad. To think it's been so many years since Dundrasil was attacked by that terrible horde of monsters. King Carnelian was lucky to make it out alive, you know. And his daughter, the princess, well, she wasn't so lucky. The world could be such a cruel place. Who would have thought that a beautiful kingdom could be wiped out just like that? Curse those monsters. Well, at least we have Sir Hendrik. With the hero of Heliodor to protect us, we won't be going the same way as Dundrasil anytime soon. I see. None may pass. I'm afraid I cannot allow you to proceed any further. I'm afraid I cannot... Yep, you got it. True robot. Peak guardsman. Such diligence. Much vigilance. A butterfly wing. Here's another one of these trees. We saw one back in Cobblestone. There's in fact, the very one that Gemma was talking about, where we had to wrestle a scarf from on the tree. Yeah, it's this. It's the exact same kind of tree. So beautiful. This tree has been here since before I was born, and is simply magnificent. It requires no care, but retains its noble form entirely naturally. Trees that don't need, gardening? That's weird. You must be the Luminary. You've created quite a stir, you know. It's nice to be able to meet you in person. We have plenty of time, but we do want to make sure we let time pass in the castle, so it can be nighttime. Plus, I've never done it before, so I want to make sure I try doing it. The Luminary at long last. His Majesty is waiting for you. To get to the throne room, head up these stairs and go straight on. Climb these stairs and go straight on. The king is waiting for you. The king can wait a little longer. Sorry, but this part of the castle is strictly off limits. Oh, I like what you're wearing. That musty bumpkin look is really in right now. No, it's not. Musty bumpkin look? What? Sorry. Anyway. Greetings and welcome. Cool, blimey. See, I can't do that type of accent at all. I don't have any training is really what it comes down to. It's a disgrace. Unbelievable. We have traveled for days with an audience. Wow. Try again. We have traveled for days for an audience with the King of Heliodor, and now we are told he has a more important guest. The impertinence. Who could it be? It could surely only be another king. Who else would outrank one such as I? What are you, Baron? We are nobles of the most blue-blooded stock, and yet we've been told that we must wait for an audience with the king. Ah, whatever. Get a spine, bourgeois. More Wayfarer's clothes. Now, what book is in the royal castle? There's a book called King Carnelian, behind the throne. Coin takes it from the shelf and has a closer look. Having seen several generations of his line, I can say with some certainty that King Carnelian is a rare breed of monarch, possessed of all the qualities required in a truly great leader. Both loved and feared by the populace, he is like a father to them. Kind yet stern, firm yet fair. Not since the days of the great kings of old has our nation been so blessed. Though his face may have grown hard and lined since the terrible events that took place those few short years ago. The fall of Dundersill, basically. Some might say that this has added a certain depth that improves him yet further. To have so resolutely overcome such grief and yet still led his nation boldly onward is surely a sign that Carnelian is a king among kings. That is a high mark of praise to give to a monarch. That's a level of praise that I can think only a few monarchs, or several handfuls of monarchs in human history have ever achieved in their lifetime. And they typically are less memorable than the foul kings, the emperors, Nero, King Louis XVI, or Louis XVI, and so on. Napoleon Bonaparte, King George III. The list goes on. I am stupendously wealthy, and have brought marvelous gifts for the king, but now I hear he means to grant an audience to some upstart, and that I must wait. Humph. Hands off, urchin. Those are gifts for the king. You so much as touch them and you'll be sorry. Give me. Can I... Okay, yeah, this dude ain't letting you have it. Like, whatsoever. What about your clothes, though? Nope. He's smart. He's smart. He doesn't leave us anything at all. There's a book called Geographic. National Geographic, anyone? Coin takes it from the shelf and has a closer look. Of the many nations, both large and small, that make up Erdria, there are 5, the so-called Great Five, that stand above all others in the eyes of the world. Ancient and honorable Dundrasil, steadfast and stony Heliodor, Gallopolis with its noble desert knights, Sniffleheim with its snow-capped towers, and last but not least, Zwardsrust, carpeted in flowers. These 5 nations guide the world, meeting every few years at the great conference known as the Colloquy of Kings, in order to steer the course of Erdrian affairs in a direction agreeable to all. That is a nice book. It tells you, right? That's actually pretty powerful, or a pretty potent piece of information. Yeah, this sort of gives you an outline of where you can expect to travel over the course of the game, which is really cool. I cannot help but worry. Ever since you arrived in the castle, there's been a curious tension in the air. I can't quite put my finger on it. Oh ho, like the king knows we were coming, mayhaps? Phew, that training was brutal. The training with Sir Hendrik is exhausting. I'm just taking a little breather. I was about to allude to that, but figured I probably should restrain myself. You got something you gotta say to me, boys? No? Oh, medicine. Potent medicine. Yeah, I'll take that. What about this door here? Please, not now. Oh, it's the Luminary. Very nice to meet you. I'm a bit busy with my reading at the moment, though. Could we speak later, maybe? Sure, my friend. I'll speak to anyone at any time. Hey, is this guy gonna go in an uproar? A leather hat. I'm pretty, hardy headwear, crafted from tanned and hardened hides, sewn together. We feel more like a shaman than a mage, what with wearing hides and furs and all that. Not to say that mages don't wear, like, battle gear, but usually, if it's metal or leather, it's, like, thin. Wearing thick gear kind of interrupts, your ability to or I should say interrupt. It doesn't stop you usually, but it definitely does hinder your ability to cast. Now, if you look, there are multiple levels to Heliodor Castle. We've got plenty of places to go, and of course, we're going to make sure we go everywhere. Greetings and welcome. I think we already talked to you. As long as we have Sir Jasper and Sir Hendrik on our side, we Heliodorians have nothing to fear. They've been fighting side by side to protect the kingdom ever since they were boys. Sniffleheim and Gallopolis aren't to be messed with, but there's no two ways about it. Heliodor is the most powerful kingdom in the world. Our army will never allow the monsters to take over. You could be assured of that. This is the King's Chamber. This is His Majesty's chamber, and before you ask, no, you're not coming in. This is the entrance to the late princess's chamber. I'm afraid I cannot permit you to pass. Yeah, so you can walk behind them, but it's meaningless. Nothing to report. The stairs to the left and right will take you to the top floor, but there's not much up there that's really worth seeing. And besides, you're here to see the king, aren't you? Focus on the task at hand, I always say. His Majesty awaits. So you're the dark spot. Sorry, forgive me. Sometimes I think out loud, you see. His Majesty is very eager to see you. His Majesty is a most munificent man, but he does not suffer fools gladly. My advice is to not do anything stupid. So you say. You've come at last. Fancy getting to meet you in person. His Majesty must be very pleased that you finally appeared. I sure hope so. Because it almost sounds like the king was going to call me a darkspawn. Based on what that guard had to say. Holy cow. Yeah, so welcome to the top floor. There is indeed not all that much to be seen there. But there are always pots to break. There's always a bit of larceny we can commit. Ooh, strong medicine. Did we... That isn't our only one, right? Yeah, we've gotten another one. Good. I love making info cards, but man, can they be tedious. His Majesty asks that you speak with him right away. Please make your way to the throne room. I will not, thank you. I think the Majesty's gonna call me a darkspawn. Have me thrown in the dungeon for all eternity. That one guard has really, really messed up my conception, my preconceptions of him. The guard should not have said that. Now I can't help but think that the disquiet means something bad is going to happen to us. I jest. Don't know until you talk to someone, right? Don't make assumptions. You know what they say about those. A seed of Therapeusis. That one increases magical mending, and I'm pretty sure that's also by 2 points. So magical might is for offensive spells, and magical mending is for healing spells. Ooh, well now, you must be the Luminary I've been hearing so much about. You'll be looking for the throne room, I'll warrant. Well, it's on the floor below this one. The king is expecting you, I believe. Oh, hello. Twinkly. Can't grab it. Yet. There's something shiny in that chandelier, but I can't quite reach it. Yeah. We ain't getting that for a while, I'm afraid, ladies and gents. We need a special tool to get rid of that, or to knock it off the chandelier. Head out onto the balcony? Yes. Hello, Monsieur Bard. I can't stop thinking about that star. The red star in the sky is known as Erdwin's lantern, you know. Scholars have long wondered how it got that name, but I'm afraid it has remained a mystery. Well, we were told it was the Luminary star, right? Ooh, mini metal. Yeah, there's going to be a region coming up much later that we get to turn in all these lovely, fantastic mini metals in. There almost always is a region or a place later on in most Dragon Quest titles that have the mini metals. They're a pretty popular feature in the entire series. And most people that I've watched make Let's Plays of the content, or of the series, really go out of their way to make sure that they get all these mini metals. Alright guys, I'm gonna sit back and let you guys enjoy the cutscene.
Quite close enough. Welcome to Heliodor Castle, friend. jewel of Dundrasil. You are bold indeed to have made your way here alone, Wanderer. I am Carnelian, ruler of Heliodor. How long have I waited for this day? And now, finally, we meet. Truly, it is an honor. The fact that you come here proffering the jewel and asking to speak with me personally would suggest that you know something of your true nature. I take it that you also bear the mark? Yes, the mark of light. Then there is no doubt you are he. Rejoice, dear subjects. The day is upon us at last. The Luminary walks among us once more. Tell me, O Luminary, where exactly is it that you hail from? I would so very much like to pay tribute to those who took you in and raised you.
That's interesting. Why would you know immediately that we were taken in somewhere? See? This little subtle sentence. You don't think that much of it unless you're paying attention. But how would King Carnelian know that? I just want to put that little thought in your head before I go back to my silence. Coin tells King Carnelian that he was raised in the village of Cobblestone.
I see. Cobblestone, you say? Jasper, you know of this place?
I do, my liege. A village of provincial nobles deep in the rocky south.
Then I take it you know what to do. Do not disappoint me.
Yes, my liege.
Accursed Luminary. I know not what your intent was in coming here alone, but whatever your wicked scheme, know that it shall not succeed.
Gasp! Who could have guessed? As soon as the guard talks about the dark spawn outside, you should have immediately figured out why the tension was so fine, so high. It's for this scene right here.
Hendrik, take this cur, this harbinger of calamity, and cast him into the furthest corner of the dungeon. Know this. The Luminary is the root of all evil and will bring naught but misery to our realm. And why is this? The reason is simple. Just as light is intertwined with darkness, so too is the Luminary intertwined with the dread Lord of Shadows. His coming heralds the resurrection of the Dark One.
Did you really think you could fool one as wise as His Majesty? It was your great misfortune to confront one who knows your true nature. Men, seize this wretch!
And so we have been sent to the dungeon for the simple crime of being born and not knowing who we are. Classic corrupt kingdom. Classic corrupt government.
You claim to hail from Cobblestone. Well, before the sun has set 3 times, we shall know the truth. By then, Jasper will have returned from his investigation. If I were you, Darkspawn, I would not expect to live beyond that day.
Hot damn. Imprisoned for being born. Awarded for fulfilling your duty, only to be damned as the Darkspawn and thrown into the dungeons by King Carnelian. Yeah, so the Luminary and the Dark One are supposed to be these intertwined figures in Dragon Quest, and anytime that a Luminary shows up, now the order is important. It is because the Darkspawn is already present somewhere, and the Luminary is born as a reincarnation to go and deal with it. That's how it works. But if you don't know about the Darkspawn and you're hearing about the Luminary, what might your first thought be? Oh, I know. If they're born, that means that the Dark One will soon come after and will make themselves known. So if there are people who believe in fatalism and say, oh, well, if the Luminary doesn't exist, then the Darkspawn will go back to hiding, will go back to being dormant, or like breaking the cycle. Well, if we execute the Luminary, there won't be a Darkspawn. If we imprison him and the Luminary is not brought into the world, the Darkspawn will be unable to get them, be unable or have no reason to unleash some worldwide domineering plan. But that's not how it works. King Carnelian has it all wrong. In fact, Carnelian has it backwards. But that's how history is. It is harshest to people that do not know or remember its lessons. Hey, cut it out. Get a grip. Making a racket isn't going to help you any. Well, my chaps, before we finish fully getting a grip, I'm going to end things off here. And when next we meet, we will be ready to go into cutscene heaven, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Coinstamp, or Swirling Vortex, or Steven. If you guys like this content, please consider subscribing. And with that, enjoy your adventures, senators and inductees. Be well, be merry, and good hunting. With that, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.